Hey yogis, this video is part of the 10-minute series. So this class is 10 minutes for your hips. We're gonna be upright on our feet and on our seat throughout this class. So let's start in a downward facing dog. Bring your hands flat to your mat, walk your feet back, lift your hips high, take 3 breaths here. You can take movement in this first down dog. Last breath. Bring your left foot towards center. Lift your right leg straight up behind you. Begin to open your hip. Bend your leg. Try to keep your shoulders level. Now straighten your leg. Level your hips again. And bring your right foot between your hands. Step all of your weight onto your right foot and come to staff pose. So your arms are going to come all the way up overhead. You can have your leg bent, or if you'd like to, you can straighten it just for a moment here. And then bend your leg, take your hands, wrap them around your knee. And then you're going to take your knee off to the left first, and then up toward your shoulder. So you have a compression in your left hip. We're going to be doing this on the floor as well. Hold here, lower your shoulders away from your ears, and then bring your knee back to center. Cross your left ankle over your right knee for standing pigeon pose. Take your hands to your heart, sit your hips down toward the floor, hold here. Return to staff pose, and then step your foot way back to low lunge. Step back to high plank. We're just going to do a couple chaturangas in this class. Here's number 1, lower down, up dog and down dog. Bring your right foot towards center. Lift your left leg straight up behind you, and then start to open your hip. Bend your leg. Keep your left shoulder in line with your right. Straighten out your leg. Left hip is in line with your right, and step your left foot between your hands. Step all of your weight onto your left foot, standing staff pose. Take that transition nice and slow. Lift your arms up overhead. Leg bent or straight. If your leg is straight, now bend it. Wrap your hands around your right knee. Now take your knee to the right and then draw it up toward your shoulder. Compressing your right hip here, working on your balance and your strength as well. Shoulders away from your ears. Bring your right leg back to center. Cross your ankle over your knee, hands to your heart. Standing pigeon pose. Sink your hips down toward the floor. Flex your right toes back toward your right knee. And then return to staff pose. Reach your arms up. Step back, low lunge. And chaturanga number 2. Step back, high plank. Lower down. Stretch into upward facing dog. Press back into downward facing dog. All right, lift your right leg high again. This time, open your hip, bend your leg just for a breath out. Straighten it out. And then bring your right foot toward your left hand, place it on the floor. Lower your left heel down toward the floor and lift your left arm up toward the ceiling. Maybe peek up at your left fingertips. And then take your left hand back to the floor. Slide your right foot in toward your left hand and then place your right knee on the floor so you're coming right into pigeon pose. Press up through the crown of your head so you stretch through the front side of your body. And then lower down for 3 breaths. Last breath here. Press back up onto your hands. Keep your right leg right where it is, and then just slide your left leg around. Stack your left shin on top of your right shin so that your left foot's on your right knee, your left knee's on your right foot. Fire log pose, we're gonna take it into a twist. So you can just take your right hand behind you, lift your left arm up, and then twist, look out over your right shoulder, just for a breath out. Come back to center, and then lower all the way down onto your back. Take your left leg with you, and then extend your right leg long. So you're in a cradle the baby on your back. Okay, now right back into wind removing pose that we already did on our feet. So now take hold of your left knee with your hands. Draw your left knee toward your left shoulder. Squeeze it in tight. And release. Make your way rolling on your back all the way back to downward facing dog. If you'd like to and you're up for it, you can take a chaturanga on your way. Otherwise, you'll just step your feet back. Take a breath here. All right, lift your left leg up. You're going to open your hip again. Bend your leg just for a breath out. Straighten it out and take your left foot toward your right hand, toward the outside of your right hand. Place your right heel down on the floor. Lift your right arm up. Maybe peek up at your fingertips. And then place your right hand on the floor. Come into half pigeon. So you're just going to slide your left knee toward your left wrist. Extend your right leg long. Stretch up. And release. 3 breaths. Press back up onto your hands. You're going to leave your left shin right where it is and then just swing that right leg over, around and over. So stack your right ankle on your left knee. Your right knee comes toward your left ankle for fire log pose. Sit up tall. And then we're going to take this into a twist. So left hand out behind you, reach your right arm up. And then twist to the left, look out over your shoulder. And come back to center. You're going to take your right leg with you as you come down onto your back. So you're basically taking a reclined cradle the baby pose. Extend your left leg long. Just draw that right foot in, getting a nice stretch in your hip. And then wind removing pose on your back. So interlace your fingers around your right knee. Draw your right knee to the right, up toward your shoulder, tight, tight, tight squeeze. You're just taking the balance component out of it now. Good, and release. And bring both feet flat onto the floor, arms alongside your body. Lift your hips up off the floor, bridge pose. You're just stretching out your hip flexors, so the front line of your hips. And release, and we're going to take reclined pigeon. So this is our third variation on pigeon during this class. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, lift your left foot up off the floor. You can have your hands around your thigh or your shin. Draw your left knee in, press your right knee toward the front of your mat. And release, left foot to the floor. We're going to take this into a twist. So bring your right foot to the left, twist, look to the right, 1 breath. Switch it out, come back to center. Right foot to the floor, reclined pigeon on the other side. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Lift your foot up off the floor, hands around thigh or shin. Draw your right knee in, press your left knee forward, give it a tight squeeze. And release right foot to the floor. Now take your left foot to the right, twist. And you can look to the left, any arm variation you'd like. Take one breath in and out. Come back to center. Your last hip compression of class. Take both knees into your chest. If you can, maybe reach your opposite hand to your opposite elbow. If not, no worries. Just hold onto your knees, but I do want this to be a compression. So this is not a relaxed grip. This is a tight grip. Knees, toes, heels, all touching. Squeeze it in. Try and press your tailbone down toward the floor so your spine is flat on your mat. Should feel a really good compression in both hips. This is very good for you. Breathe in and out. And release. Legs long for Shavasana. Arms alongside your body. Palms face up. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Breathe softly. Close your eyes. You are able to extend your Shavasana. Thank you so much for joining me today. As you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your heart, from my heart to yours. Namaste.